Okay, we are here to perform the fret leveling on this guitar. First step is to remove the strings, of course, and then remove the nut. Removing the nut is a very simple operation. You just put, first of all, be sure to cover with some tape the first fret to avoid some scratches. I've already removed the nut, but you put a piece of wood in this way and hammer in this direction. Just a little pressure, not a big hammering. Just a little pressure. Sometimes the nut removes by hand. So first step is done. Okay, just a quick view on the fretboard. I don't know if with the camera we can see it, but along the fretboard we have a little back bow, and it's normal because the tension of the truss rod. So the next step is to be sure that the fretboard is perfectly flat and straight, and there are specific tools to do this, but if you don't have, don't be afraid. I use this 3 nut that I have flattened at the same height, in this case 6.2 millimeters, and just take 3 parts of the fretboard. Just be sure the nut stays on the fretboard. If you have little things, for example this way, should be another version of this. Okay, after that you can put a straight beam on these 3 nuts. Okay, now are too high, so it shakes a little bit. I prefer to stay in this way. Okay, and put these 3 nuts the same distance, and put my leveling beam on these 3 nuts. Okay, now I have the camera on my hand, so it's a little bit tricky, but if you can see, it shakes a little bit. It means that this part of the fretboard is higher than these 2 parts, and it's correct because of the truss rod tension. So the next step is to release the truss rod tension, to be sure that these 3 points of the fretboard are completely flat. It means that the fretboard is straight. Okay, let's do it. Okay, the next step is to use some tape to mask your fretboard in this way, to prevent your fingerboard from some scratches or something like that. These are stainless steel frets, so are very hard frets, but it doesn't matter. The next step is to prepare the sanding beam with the sanding paper of 1000 grit. I've already done the fret leveling on this guitar, but there are some frets that but during time there are some problems, so we have to fix it. Now with the marker we mark each fret in this way. I hope with the camera you can see. Here it's better maybe. So mark the top of the fret of each fret. So when you sand, when you use the sanding beam, you have the reference point of the position where the sanding beam is touching the frets. Okay, the preparation of the sanding beam: you take your beam, the double tape, the white part is a double tape, and that put on 1000 grit sanding paper, and now use it this way. Put on your fretboard and start to sanding without pressing anymore. Just the weight of your sanding beam is enough, and let's see what happens on this fretboard. Okay, let's see what happens. For example, when you see the scratches on the frets like this, it means that the sanding beam touched the fret. Where you find somewhere something like this fret has been touched, this fret has been touched, and this fret, where is this fret? No. It means that we have to continue to sand to reach this situation where the fret has been completely touched. After that we have to recrown the fret, again painting painting on it, but with different goal. Okay, let's see the next step. Okay, now the leveling has been done. Of course, some frets have a flat surface on top of it, like this. The next step is now the situation is this. The fretboard, the original, I don't know if you can see, but the original shape of the fret was this. Now we have a flat surface like this. We mark again with the pen on top of the surface and reshape this part like this, to have on top of it a straight line like original surface. This is called recrowning. So we take pen again, and for example I just show you one. This I mark again on top of it to have the reference. And then, if you don't have the specific tool, it's enough to use a normal file, and you need to run like this, just very carefully, on this fret, and in this case, when you level the fretboard like before, the marks should disappear. It means that you touch the fret, In this case, the mark should stay. Just a little line here on the top of the fret should remain. You have to do this, of course, on the complete fretboard. Okay, after recrowning, you should have a situation like this. This fret, as you can see, there is a little scratches on the top, which means that the top surface is a little bit flat, but it's enough. I don't know you. Okay. Now just take 000 iron wool and polish each fret to let them shine. And after that, you put again the nut, reassembling all the stuff, and set up your guitar, and you're ready to rock.